Hey, coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking about the MYNYPD Twitter fail, hit to net neutrality, and what else we got?
Hey, BitCoin's got its official debit card coming out.
Check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, and you probably have, it's all over the internet, the New York City Police Department tried to run a campaign, right?
Yeah.
The MyNYPD Twitter hashtag campaign, and of course, by nature, this appearing on the internet, it got into the wrong hands, and they had one of these, I guess these social media crises.
Of course, yeah.
Right?
I mean, the NYPD is known to be very nice to its citizens and really help out those on the streets, especially. So yeah, get together with your buddies, the NYPD, give them a hug and take a selfie. Occupy is still going on over there, so there's still a lot of
that's right.
vagrant style living going on the NYPD's turf.
And one of the things that this reminded me of was, I don't know if you remember it, but there was a Facebook campaign Walmart did where it was like Pitbull and energy strips or something, where they said
I remember that, yeah.
The Walmart Facebook page that got the most likes, like Pitbull was gonna go there, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It turned out to be like somewhere in Alaska, the most remote Walmart location, that it could possibly be.
How did they do that? Was it the Colbert Bump or something? Or what launched that viral campaign to send Pitbull to Alaska?
Well, you probably Google it, but I think some nefarious prankster website just got a hold of it. And maybe Colbert mentioned it too. I don't know. Who knows what it was.
It was a great...
But yeah, he ended up actually, I remember going to wherever it was in Alaska because of that. And that's just like one of those classic social media, fails,
It's getting so big. Even, not to get off topic, the White House has a petitioning forum. And if you get 60,000...
I found myself there, actually.
Yeah, if you get 60,000 signatures on a petition, the White House has to look at it.
Really?
And one of the latest ones was deport Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And that he's just, a horrible kid. What's he doing for today's youth?
Well, wait a minute.
Whippersnappers.
Did they? Because I was actually on. It's so weird you bring that up. I was on the White House petition website.
Ooh, what are we going to petition?
I'm not going to say for what. But anyway, but there was a formal response from the White House because the petition was already closed, and it only had 100,000 signatures. So whatever I wanted wasn't very popular.
Yeah. Imagine the backing if you get a petition for anything zombie. You'll get a million signatures on that.
Oh, yeah.
We need an official
craze.
United States zombie squad.
Yeah.
Let's get that petition up. Obama will sign something.
Sign that.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least they would have to look at it.
Where's the zombie clause in Obamacare?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We need that.
Anyway, so what's going on with BitCoin?
Well, as we know, BitCoin is an online anonymous currency that's come up in the past years. I think it's been around since 2007, 2009. But really picking up steam. Now it's got a bad connotation because of how it's used. It's an online anonymous currency. It's got no backing, no financial government institution backing its value, so it's just based on the faith of the people that own it. So long story short, so the BitCoin debit card can be used for all sorts of stuff. The most notable thing that you might have heard of is the Silk Road. Now that was shut down 6 months ago.
Yeah.
4 months ago, Silk Road 2.0 comes up. That gets shut down immediately. And then finally, probably, about a week, 2 weeks ago, Grams, you can find their URL on Reddit, launched. And so they're the latest Tor proxy or Tor network Silk Road-esque provider. So yeah, you can go there. You can buy all kinds of illicit drugs. You can buy, prostitutes. You could buy, violence.
What do you feel like the dangers are for the consumer in that network?
On the
monetary side, or
of BitCoin? I don't know. I think it's a cool thing because it's like a digital form of cash, and it's untraceable. So, once you make a transaction with Bitcoin, it goes from your wallet to somebody else's wallet. There's no payment processing going on. Totally anonymous. So yeah, you get all these black markets popping up, and with the internet, uh, yeah, rest assured you're going to find some really scandalous stuff. Weapons, um, illicit drugs.
I don't know how exactly that works though. Do they just mail that stuff to you?
Yeah, and as bizarre as it seems, yes,
Yeah, it
absolutely.
does. Right.
And some of the bigger ones, UPS and FedEx, I've heard that, as long as you're doing priority overnight, stuff like that, the higher paid stuff, it just kind of gets on a plane and goes and gets delivered.
Right.
It's not like it's going through a thing and they have dogs or they're sniffing stuff.
Like high priority, yeah.
Right, there's no, swab for gunpowder and
Yeah.
explosives. So it's, we'll see. And once they start doing scans like that, maybe X-raying packages,
Yeah.
then you start stepping on the privacy issues, I think, of the
Oh.
public. So,
Yeah.
Dread Pirate Roberts started Silk Road, original Silk Road, and he got busted. Supposedly they were putting out hits.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
yeah,
I remember
he's
that.
in jail now. I think he's got a couple teardrops, so it might be true.
Ooh. Well, speaking of touchy subjects and internet privacy issues, the FCC, I guess, net neutrality
Ooh.
took a hit this week, or maybe not really took a hit, but it got some headlines because apparently internet service providers might be able to grant certain companies preferential treatment when it comes to delivering their content to consumers. And this is how I read into it. And Max, you had a different perspective. I feel like as a content producer, I have one bottleneck on my host side, whereas, in some cases you're dealing with inexpensive hosting. So, you have a certain amount of time your server's going to respond to deliver that page. And then on top of that, because, I'm not a Facebook, a giant multi-million-dollar company, I could have additional bandwidth restrictions on top of that.
Yeah. Or additional overhead that you're forced to get into, or else your business is going to tank.
And as a small business, that's going to make it much harder to deliver, for small businesses to thrive in an economy where every single little bit is being restricted because I don't have $1 billion.
I think of it as like a QoS tag, a QoS packet or something. So they're going to start tagging these packets or these pieces of data from different companies, and so
low
as they're
priority,
so they're passing through their systems and they're getting put in queues, and it's just going to slow things down. I really don't like it, Delton.
Well, one of the things that I heard it framed in two separate ways, and that was one of those ways was that, say for instance, if Comcast or Time Warner Cable wanted to push their digital subscription harder, they might be able to, have faster download rates for their products or certain other products. And another way I saw it framed was that, companies like Netflix and like Hulu can pay to have their content delivered at faster rates than, your average Joe. Whichever way, I feel like.
But these are going to start picking at every single, streaming service out there. So the big ones, of course, are video. Those take up a lot of data. I mean, I can sit there and stream a couple shows and eat up gigs, right? Pandora, iHeart, Spotify, on top of the video stuff, it's all going to come down. Yeah, no. So we know this as consumers. The big guys never end up paying for it. It always trickles down to us.
Yeah.
So my $8.99 Netflix is all of a sudden going to become $11.99. My Hulu is going to become $12.99. Amazon Prime already went up. They're $99.
I still haven't used that.
So
Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah. Oh. But it suffice to say, man. And what about Arrow? They're the ones competing. Well, not even competing, but they're streaming content that the networks want to stream and the cable providers. So of course they're going to get shafted in the whole deal.
Yeah.
It's not good. We're going back to segregation, guys. The United States has made progress since the days of Abraham Lincoln to abolish, preferential treatment to humans. So why do it to data? You know,
Yeah.
data's
Net
just
neutrality.
I see ones and zeros.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing else. So, give me my data.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us.
Find me on Xbox Live, Buster Chestnut, Twitter @BusterChestnut.
Delton Childs, you can find me on Twitter @DeltonChilds, and of course on Xbox Live, Philosopher D.